thanks to the supporters of channel member Joel Wayrouch. Boys and girls, exciting times. A little bit later than planned, we finally have the Bourne USA replica shirts available to pre-order on the Hope and Glory website. You've got the home shirt, you've got the away shirt, you've got probably the most beautiful shirt we've ever done as part of one of these YouTube series, the absolutely gorgeous third choice shirt. Look at that beautiful, beautiful thing with the white badge as well. As ever with the Hope and Glory shirts, they're embroidered badges, so that's a special white embroidered version of the badge. You've got the detailing on the inside of the collar there where it says Born in the USA, and you can personalize them with names and numbers as you see fit. They are just beautiful, beautiful things. Sizes available from teeny weeny tiny child sizes through to big fat men's sizes, and we even do them for the ladies as well. They're just awesome. Go order one now. Be aware of the pre-order deadline. If you've not ordered the shirts before, the way they work when we do them this way, we do a pre-order period, then they all get sent off for production as a batch. So there's none that are actually made yet. So orders will stay open until the 30th of May. Once we get to the 30th of May, pre-orders will close. You'll never be able to buy the shirts again, probably. I mean, never say never, but that's probably it. You won't be able to order after them. And then they go off to be made at the factory. So there'll be 6 weeks from the 30th of May. So regardless of when you order, COVID allowing, of course, as long as things don't all shut down again, which fingers crossed they won't, you'd be expecting to get your shirt mid-July-ish. But they are beautiful. Link is down in the description, or you can go directly to the Hope and Glory website, which is just hgsportswear.co.uk. And then you can navigate through to the pre-order shirts directly. You can just click on Hope and Glory replica, go into the shop, and you can see they're right there, available for pre-order in the shop with all the other Hope and Glory shirts currently available for pre-order. Let me know down in the comments as and when you order one, and what name and number you're getting on the back if you decide to go for that. Hello and welcome to part 48 of Born in the USA. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the league. We're away against top of the table El Paso. We're at home against top of the table El Paso, and then we're also playing the Pateadors, which fairly sure I've got some of those in my living room. I mean, that hilarity wasn't planned. They're actually called the Pateadors. That means something very different in England, Americans. Right, this is what's been going on since the last episode. We were on a little winning streak, but then we lost to Western, and this is what the league table looks like. We're up into 6th place again, only 5 points outside of the automatic promotion spots, where we're chasing Carolina and the team we face first today, El Paso. You can't see him on there quite yet because there's 3 players scoring goals for fun, but Jorge Hernandez is back as well. 15 games played, 13 goals scored, 7 assists, 5 man of the matches. He's back and hopefully continues his goal-scoring run of form today from the wing, because Huyan's injured again. He'll be fine. He's only going to miss a couple of weeks of football. We really, really, really need someone else who can play on the right wing sometimes. Yeah. So we're going with Izaguirre in goal. A back four of Solis, Arriaga, Brook and Jr., Gomez and Almeida in midfield. Williams and Hernandez out wide, and then Stone and Rocker up front. It'll be fine. But Rocker's had a good start to the season. We know Stephen Stone doesn't let us down. Theoretically, there's goals in both of those boys. And Hernandez is an assist machine, regardless of where he plays. We just take away a lot of his goal threat when he plays out wide. But, you know, there should be adequate goal threat in that front too. Although I am saying this, remembering we're playing against the team who are top of the table, and my colourblindness cannot cope with these two kits. It looks like we're both playing in the same outfits. Commentary on this match is going to be a little bit hit and miss, boys and girls, because I'm not going to know who's got the ball. Can you tell the difference between, is this my colourblindness, or are they identical kits? What colour are El Paso supposed to be playing in? They've certainly got exactly the same coloured shorts. Those shirts look the same as well. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be this blue colour. I thought I was red-green colourblind. I'm not really sure why they look the same, but they really, really do. And we're losing as well. Because I imagine the players are having the same problems I am. Can't tell the difference between the two teams. This is very, very unsporting. They've also got Ankiel in their side, who was with us on loan last year. And was he on loan from them? Or no, he's on loan to them this year. So he's been doing all right, hasn't he? Since they withdrew him from us because we weren't playing him at centre-back. He's gone there and he's playing centre-back and they're top of the league. I mean, part of me sometimes thinks that maybe we're not getting the best out of our players when I see stuff like that happen. But it can't be that. There's no way we're not getting the best out of our players. Have you seen Jorge Hernandez? He's the evidence that I definitely get the best out of my players. He says with Hernandez out, oh, for God's sake, I clicked on a player and then they score. It's a story as old as time in Football Manager. If you click on one of the opposition players, you are guaranteeing they will score a goal. There's another example of it. Why? And I thought I was safe because he was a defender. Not a very good one at that, from what I remember. But of course, he scored against his former club. And they're going to grab a third before. Oh, for goodness sake. I promise, you saw we were in good form. These are quite a good side, though, is what I'm learning here. Oh, dear. This is poor. Very poor defending from us. You can't even blame this on Hernandez being out on the right-hand side because Hernandez on the right-hand side explains the 0. It doesn't explain the 3. The 3 is just pathetic defending from us. And our defenders are supposed to be an area of strength. Arriaga is a very good player. Brook, we know all about Jeff Brook. Solis was supposed to be our best player when he arrived. It's very frustrating. Stephen Stone's got one back. And maybe, after thrashing my arms at half-time, which I rarely do, I'm not much of an arm thrasher. But when I thrash, my players know I'm thrashing. And maybe we're going to thrash our way back into victory here. That's a nice, tidy finish from Stephen Stone. Only a minute into this second half. We're going to now demand more and do it whilst thrashing arms and hope that we continue in this more positive vein into this second half. Hernandez plays it forward to Almeida, who's burst through the midfield. This is good stuff from us. Almeida forcing the corner, and this feels like an opportunity for Jeff Brook. We know how much of a threat he can be from these set pieces. Hernandez floats in for Brook. Oh, I was already celebrating. Oh, he basically had a free header. I don't know how he missed. This means more to me than I thought it did. I was already celebrating there. Oh, that's embarrassing. Edit that out, somebody. Right, we're going to make a change. We're going to get Hernandez up front somehow. I'm not sure how. Rocker's going to have to come off. Right, Junior can play on the right wing. This feels like it's going to be the answer. We don't have anyone who can play right back. Townrow must be able to play right back. He can play centre-back and central midfield. That means he can play right back as well. So Junior is now going to move up onto the right-hand side where he's probably going to stay for as long as Huyan is injured. And now I've realised he can do it. And we're 4-1 down now. We haven't even made the change yet. We need Jorge Hernandez to weigh in with a hat-trick in the last 30 minutes of this game. I mean, he's capable of it. We've seen him do nonsense like that before. He's having a terrible time today, but now he is back up front where he's supposed to be. Maybe, just maybe, he can do the undoable. Right, Stone, just kick it towards Hernandez. He's tried to kick it towards Junior and not get anywhere near him. Brook wins the header though, and Almeida's got time to pick a pass here if he wants to, and he does. And it's fallen to Sam Williams, who has missed again. I mean, I don't know how Williams and Brook have both missed in the exact same way. They've both hit it wide of that post in that exact manner. And it's not fair. Johnson's all we've got to come off the bench. He's not exactly inspirational, is he? We'll bring Beck Nazarov on instead. I'm not taking off Hernandez in a game like this. That would be very, very silly. El Paso have got the ball again in midfield. And at 4-1 up, they can just knock the ball around us, take their time. There's no fear from them that we're coming back into this game. Hernandez is in here, though. If you can find Stone or Junior, we might just be able to grab a goal back. Junior does find Stone. It's a 5th goal of the season for Stephen Stone. There's our front 4 sorted for the next game. We probably should have spent a little bit more time planning it for this game, and Junior could have already been out there. But it gets Hernandez in the middle. Stone looks like he's back in form. So that's it. That's that sorted. Now we've just got to hope we can find 2 more. This is where Jorge Hernandez needs to wake up. I was bigging him up at the start of the episode. This is your opportunity, Jorge. Show us what you've got one more time, and then loads more times after that in every subsequent game. Junior with the cross to Hernandez. It's offside. Oh, if we grabbed 2 in 2 minutes there and gave ourselves nearly 20 minutes to grab an equaliser, I actually might have believed. But with that being disallowed, I think that was probably our last potential route back into the game. Hernandez might be thinking otherwise, though, as he tries to find Brook again. He can't find him. I don't know whether he got him or not because I can't tell who's who still. I'm going purely by names above heads of players. And this has been a fairly comfortable victory for El Paso. And it feels like at any point during that game, they were capable of just going up another gear and scoring another goal against us. And they did exactly what they needed to do to get by us and no more. I don't think we're getting automatic promotion from this league ever. We've just got to finish in these playoffs and then not mess them up. I think that's our only route out of this league. There's always going to be 2 teams like El Paso who are too good for us. And what I don't get about El Paso, let me just double check that I'm not a madman when I say this. Go back, look at El Paso. They finished 6th last year. So how have they suddenly got that good? So for the patio doors game then, Huyan is fit to come back into the team. He can only play an hour, but an hour is long enough to get Jorge Hernandez back up front where he needs to be. Hopefully having Hernandez back in the attack will lead us back to winning ways. We're going with Rocker rather than Stone, and I am now wishing I'd noticed that before I hit submit team. This is the problem with hitting selection advice and then just switching the team around accordingly. Sometimes you don't notice the dumb things the selection advice does. Why would we pick Rocker ahead of Stone? I'm almost tempted to make an immediate substitution, but that feels like a bad idea. Check the team properly, kids. That's Kev's tip of the day. And it looks like the patio doors are attacking already, which is troublesome. We really do need at least one victory in this episode. I was quite positive about us being all up for pushing on for maybe even automatic promotion when I sat down to record. And now we're playing against some of the better teams. It's starting to look like maybe that's not going to be the case. But, you know, we put our faith in Jorge Hernandez, and hopefully our faith will not be misplaced. Cross comes over, and for goodness sake, remember when we weren't rubbish? Because I don't. It seems so long ago. The only saving grace is that so many teams, there's so many playoff spots. So I guess we just have to be one of the 8th least rubbish teams in the division, and then at least we get a chance to go through in the playoffs. But it's already starting to look like automatic promotion is gone before we even hit the halfway point of the season again. El Paso so far ahead of us. And then there's Carolina and Patio Doors getting stuck in behind them as well. And these are, it feels like there's teams who are similar to us who are surpassing us every year now. It's not, we can't blame this on the big academy teams anymore. This is teams who are building better teams than I am. They must be recruiting better. I can only assume they've got more money, or they're in a better location and are able to attract better players. Because ultimately, we can only really sign players who live vaguely near our ground. You've seen whenever I try and sign players, the biggest stumbling block we have is players don't want to relocate. So by that nature, any team that is in an area with lots of other teams, especially lots of bigger teams, is going to have a bigger player pool to go with. I'm blaming that on why the Charlotte teams are always so successful, because there's 400 million teams in Charlotte, so they just keep swapping players back and forth between them all. We've basically got Boston and Seacoast United, and they're our local teams. And Seacoast United, all versions of, are now below us. And Boston are so far above us that they don't ever want to let us have any players. So it's problematic. It's very problematic. Right, 1-0 down at half-time. We've got to take Huyan off in a minute. We're going to put Junior further forward. When we have to do that, we're not going to stick Hernandez out on the wing, even though we've not even noticed he's playing today, so he's doing nothing. Now he's returned back to playing up front, although he had a cross aimed at him there, but wasn't able to get his header away. And Almeida now in midfield plays it back to Gomez. Gomez looking for options ahead of him. Rocker is one of them. Huyan slots it through nicely to Hernandez, and there is Jorge Hernandez for a 15th goal of the season to make it 1-1 and maybe stem some of this negativity that we've had in this episode. If we can find a way to win this match against one of the better teams in the division, maybe it's not all over after all. This is some good football. It's lovely to have Huyan back. Him and Hernandez really do have a good understanding with each other. And now we're going to have to break that understanding up because we don't want to break Huyan. So Junior's going further forward. We're going to bring... We're just going to stick Taumro on again. Taumro can play right back. I'm sure if he can't now, he's going to learn to. Junior will play the rest of the game on the right-hand side and maybe get into it a little bit more and get his rating up because he's only on a 6.4 going into these final 30 minutes of the game. Solis now playing it forward to Hernandez. Ends up with Williams, who gives the ball away, and now Patio Doors have an opportunity for a counter-attack. They've messed it up a little bit here. It's gone all the way back to their right back, but we've put no pressure on them, and they're just able to start building from deep again. It's now in the midfield where, I mean, it's basically, it should be the motto of our team. We have no midfield because we never have a midfield, and it's been proven again there, and that is a good header away from putting us 2-1 down and probably killing off our spirits in the process. We're going to take off... We're not going to take off either of the wide players. We are going to take off Rocker, who never should have even started. Gomez can come off for Paulus, and we are going to demand more. I know this is a team who we'd probably be quite happy to draw against, but after what happened in the last game, draws do not make us happy. We need a victory here, and Jeff Brook is there at the near post, trying to sneak a header past the goalkeeper. I think the angle was ultimately a little bit too tight for him to really get anything off of it, but he did get a shot away on goal, which is all good stuff. We're actually ahead on XG in this game. Patio Doors seem to have scored their one goal and then just sat back and decided that's plenty, thank you very much, don't need any more of that today. But they were right. They've come here, they've got a 1-1 draw against one of the pre-season promotion favourites, and we continue to struggle to put together any kind of run of results. But we're still in the playoffs. We're still in with a chance. It's still the first half of the season. And I still feel like we're just a couple of decent signings away from being a very good side. The only problem is trying to sign those players because nobody wants to come to Massachusetts. Should have thought about this before we started the series. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.